this is basically part 2 because I can only do about 10-15 minute videos to load up. Go figure. If not 19-minute videos. But as I was saying, the right pieces to your altar will come to you in a way that you least suspect. And sometimes it'll take years to procure them and get them. And these are tools that you use either on a daily basis, monthly basis, or yearly basis. It doesn't matter. Like I said, this is my baby. It brings me joy, energy, and makes me feel better when I need it. It's kind of my connection to what I like to think is ice. My connection to a piece of my past lives and a piece of what I am. And to me, it holds a lot of magic. And a lot of people that I've known that have held this or used this get that feeling from it. I've never let it out of my sight. It's always been close to me. And yes, I do take this one in the water quite often. And it has no damage from the water. That's how I know it's not water soluble. If any of you can figure out what kind of stone this is, like I said, it might be quartz. I'm not 100% sure. Let me know. I'll eventually take better pictures, or have a few better pictures. My camera isn't the best quality on here. My cell phone camera is better. Let me know in the comments, or link me a page or something about it. I would love to know what kind of stone it is, but all I know is it's a piece of me. Another useful things and tools for your altar. I know not everyone can afford statues of their deities or these busts and stuff like that. I actually have 2 small things on my main altar. I have a wolf, who I didn't bring over here, but I also have this little guy. Nice note box. I picked it up at a little antique, not antique, but unique import store in my mall. These are manufactured, obviously, dime a dozen. But this one in particular called to me. I haven't seen another white one since that they've had. And it sits on my Bridget side where the wolf sits on Loki's. You'd think it'd be opposite, but Loki, wolves, Fenrir. Think about it. Another thing that you can do is, if you have to, don't ever let anyone tell you just because you use a toy of a deity from, say, Marvel, like you use a Thor statue that you got from, not a statue, but a Thor toy that you use as a marker for your deity. You're worshiping Thor, you're not worshiping the toy and the look. It's the closest representation you can have of it. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't let others put you down for it. If you can't go out and afford those $600-700 or $50 to $25 stupid statuettes that everybody has and praises, oh well. It's called your broke witch. It happens. Another thing is tarot decks. This is one of them. Yes, it does have a cross on it, but they're pretty much medieval based. This certain deck is. I have 3 others. I have an elf deck, I have a Morgan Grey deck, and I have this deck, which is a I don't quite remember the name of it, but it's a story deck. It pretty much has a story that goes with each suit, with the flowers, with the swords, the staves. Same thing goes with my elf deck. They both tell a story if you lay all the cards out. You don't necessarily need these. I enjoy using them because for me it helps me read the past, present, and future a little better. It helps me insight onto people. Each card, each deck has a different meaning. They will always come with a little booklet that will help you out, or you can buy the bigger booklet that has more details. Or you can look online for that specific deck. Tower, go figure. Another thing is runes. You can make these out of wood, out of stone, with paint and different things. My runes, as you can see, are a green stone, a bloodstone, I've been told, and they have gold writing on them. Yes, they're green. Bloodstone does come out green, believe it or not. Some are black, some are red. These are green. And I've had these for a while. They sit on Loki's side, and good thing to do is keep them in a darker bag. I keep mine in a maroon bag. I don't have a black one of these bags. I have a big purple one that's used for carrying this for good reasons. Another good tool to have, and sometimes you can make these, is oils. This is actually dragon's blood oil. What it has in it, it's just olive oil. You can use olive oil, you can use vegetable oil. Just remember, you're not eating or consuming this. You can put it on your skin, it will wash off eventually. Non-toxic. Use oils that you use for cooking. You can use scented oils and stuff like that if that's what you want. Just make sure you don't have any allergies. Make sure it's something that you can use and not have an allergic reaction to. So if you're allergic to peanuts, do not use peanut oil. I think you're smart enough to know that. Why it's called dragon blood oil is what I did was I took dragon blood resin, which you can buy at a New Age store for $5-6 a little chunk, and I ground it up in my mortar and pestle. And in doing so, I was able to make it into a powder, mix it in with the oil. Sometimes it will leave like little, as you can see in here, a little bit. It's kind of clouded and there's chunkies. I can't blast the light, sorry. Or it'll look like there is on the bottom, you have to kind of shake it. Make sure you hold the cork or the lid down when you do that. I actually have to send a little bit more of that out to a friend because of a mailing incident and it getting shipped back. But there are some things that you can have on your altar that you can make, like with the oils, with the moon water, like you can see in the background. That tall bottle back there is actually full of what I call, well, what is called moon water. One thing that me and my partner add is we add stones into it. That particular one has cat eye and amethyst. How to make the moon water is normally around a full moon or a new moon. You take water and you let it sit outside for those 3 days. Preferably covered because bugs. But if you don't want to cover it, you don't have to. Just filter it or use a drain to get things out. Make sure when you do it, you cast in sea salt or salt like the pink Himalayan salt, black Hawaiian salt, or sea salt. If you can't, yes, kosher salt is okay too. Do what you can afford. You let it sit for 3 days. Do not drink it. Obviously, it's salt water. Put non-soluble stones in there, which are like amethyst, cat's eye, quartz. It's another one, Russian ice stone. Any of those in there, and it'll boost the effect of it. And you can put it into a jar. You can put it into a bowl. You can put it into whatever you wish. We just happen to have these cool bottles that we bought at a art store. So we put it in there, and actually that one got a Dollar Tree. They have awesome stuff. And I have a few mason jars full of the water, and it's essentially holy water. You don't need to pray over it. You can if you want. You can give your own incantation over it. Your own praise, your own blessings, to say exact. You don't need to have any set schedule for it. You just need the salt, the water, the moon, and the stone. You don't even need the stone if you don't necessarily want to do that. Another thing you can make and put on your altar, or around, or use with it, is a staff. Obviously, I found the perfect piece of wood. This is still in working. I will be eventually attaching my candle stone to right here. If you look on it, you can see that I have used a wood burner, to put in symbols and the chaos mark. Also in runes, I have my god's name here. It's my staff of Loki. I even have my little jewel charm here. I will be inlaying stones on this. And I haven't decided what I want to do with the bottom. If I'm just going to leave it like that, or am I going to inlay stones? If you have any idea what I should do, please leave a comment on this or part 1, whichever you would like to. This is a work in progress, obviously, and you don't need anything fancy. I found this hiking. The one behind me is my fiance's. It did require to be cut down from what it really was. The original piece of it would have hit the ceiling. It looked like a ore, and when we got it, it looked black. So she took off some black, and it now looks like a deep brown, and we're gonna use a black stain on it, so it looks like an ore of Hades, where the river Styx. She goes that route. And as you can also see behind me, I'll use this as my pointer. There is an incense holder. They bought the dragon one, and you can easily just go out and get a $1 cheapie from the store. Obviously has been used a lot. Or you can make one as well. There's millions of things you can make for your altar or buy for your altar. The things you make obviously hold a more specific and special bond to them. Like I said, a lot of my stuff, it took years for me to get a hold of, or save up money for, or this, months of work. She even has a little cauldron. You don't necessarily need one. It's more for display. And another thing that I am very proud of, my board. This is my second board, my first board, as explained in a story that Simple Savant and Morpheus read, was actually a glass top wooden board that was carved specifically for me. That cost a lot of money. I mean, I used to tax return for this thing about $400 or $500. So that took a huge chunk of money I could have used for something else, say like going to an anime convention, clothing, luckily not for rent. The glass actually had runes carved into it. It was stolen by a former roommate. He gave it to his girlfriend on transport. The glass shattered. And one of the times that she'd walked into their living room, there was a fireplace, and she had the board above the fireplace. She saw a red-haired man. Yes, he did have a little goatee. But he had long red hair, piercing green eyes, and she said it looked like a medieval tunic. Standing in front of it, grinning maliciously, and then he disappeared or went to the flames. A day later, that board mysteriously ended up in her fireplace when nobody else was home, and there wasn't a fire lit. It became ash. I'm thankful for my fire god, because he's obviously making sure it didn't fall into the wrong hands, being used for purposes it shouldn't have been used for. This one, yes, it is a manufactured board. It's plastic, made in China, but it still has energy. It has a very unique energy, and it could be because of the picture itself or the use that it is for. I use it to help others to communicate with spirits and entities, help them get to their light, help them get to their afterlife or their rebirth. And I've also used it to close doors that have been opened by people who didn't know what they were doing. And in doing so, helping them to get past what had happened. And yes, this is a planchette. I don't say a spirit board's for everyone. Do what calls to you. A lot of people will look at this and go, it's evil, you should never use it, real pagans or Wiccans don't use it. Bite me. The way somebody believes and the way that somebody worships is the way they worship. It's how they feel and what they feel comfortable doing. You should never judge somebody by what they do, religious-wise. That's their belief system. That's their want. Hey, look, fireworks. But to sit there and say, you're doing it wrong, this is how you do it. There's no right or wrong way to be pagan, to be Wiccan, to be a witch, to be you. You choose your path. You choose your way. Don't let somebody else dictate how you do something. And just because I have these items or say you should have these items, that is still your choice. You can choose what you want. These are just some tools that you'll find mostly on people's things and people use. And you'll even find descriptions of them in books such as Books of Shadows, The Guide to a Solitary Wish, Silver Raven Wolf, along in her 3 books, to write a silver broomstick, to stir a magic cauldron, and to light a sacred flame. They have those in there too, along with her book for Teen Witch. Cunningham has them in a book, I don't remember the name of it. I think a book on crystal magics. Ironically, that's my birth name. But there is millions of things you can use. And, I mean, manufactured, a lot of people probably have this in their homes just sitting on their shelf. You can use what you feel is right for you. Don't let somebody's standards force you to change what you feel is right for you. So with that being said, this concludes my video, part 2 at least, of easygoing, apology for not being here, what you may or may not want on your altar, and a little bit of start out and some advice. I will be trying to get more videos up, and again, I apologize. And I apologize for the noise and it being so close to the 4th of July, so I'd like everybody to have a happy, safe holiday weekend and holiday itself. Be careful, be responsible. I know I'm pretty much staying home. But without further ado, blessed be all. Remember, the circle is always open. Oh crap, I forgot that face. I am horrible. Circle is always open, never closed. But also always open, never broken. Blessed be.